Klay Thompson, come to the front immediately. Welcome to Whisper Wednesday. I am your host, the lovely Asia Francis, where we talk about all things pop culture in hopes of finding the message in the mess. So I know that you guys have already seen what has been going on with Meg the Stallion and Klay. How dare you step out on our girl, Meg the Stallion, Megan Pete, the H-Town hottie? Have you lost your mind? And the crazy thing about all of this is we were rooting for you. We don't know much about you, or I don't know much about you, but I really was like, oh, this is our girl's moment. Our girl has found someone who is willing and able, and he is going to lift her up in a season where she really needs to be lifted up, and you drop the ball again, just like you do on the court. What possessed you? And the thing is, you didn't have to, right? You could have left us alone. And when I say us, I mean her fans and Megan. You could have left us alone. You could have quite literally done anything else. You don't know if you can be monogamous, you say? After almost a year public, and I know it had to be longer than that because the way she came public was just hot and ready, like a Little Caesar pizza. She was happy. So it means that y'all had really been seeing each other. So I'm thinking it's almost 2 years. You, the man that you are, the disgrace that you have disgraced us with, the fact that we have to even have this conversation because you have decided that being a good, upstanding citizen of society was beyond you. You couldn't handle that. And that's what's really sad. And I want to address the men who have found the joy in our H-Town hotties. Heartbreak, you are losers. You live vicariously through these men with money and cars, and they still turn out to be losers. So what does that make you? A loser. Now, for the message in the mess. There are a couple of bullet points that I want to touch on because I really think that young women need to hear this. I really think that young women need to understand a few things about cheating, okay? And I don't think we talk about it in society enough and how it should be handled. Firstly, cheating has nothing to do with you, okay? There's this rhetoric I keep hearing that has been repeated since the dawn of time, like, well, if he cheats on Megan, there's no hope for the rest of us. Well, if Beyonce can get cheated on us, there's no hope for the rest of us. And while that sounds in good faith when you're first saying it, I need you to understand that there is a hidden message in that. And the hidden message is that you have to be perfect to stand a chance to enter the realm of possibilities of being treated well. You have to have everything in order for a man to take you seriously or consider taking you seriously. And even still, when you have checked all the boxes, a man still might not take you seriously. And that makes it somehow your fault. You are still lacking in some way. And this is tied to the conversation of the men entering the chat, and they're so happy that this happened to her, trying to cast a negative narrative about her and how she should conduct or how she has been conducting herself. And I need you to understand, if a man enters your life telling you that he wants a future with you, that he wants to be your man, that he wants to take you away from here, in a sense, he has committed to that verbally. Okay, so he fully understands, especially if he's fully entering the situation with all eyes open. He knows about you. He knows about your past. He knows, you know what I'm saying? He knows about you in a sense that he can make a clear judgment in the way Klay Thompson did. When a man decides that he is going to cheat on you, I need you to understand there is a lot of steps that go into cheating. And while society would have you believe that it might be your fault that you're not living up to a certain standard in your home to please this man and bring this man comfort and joy to where he never has the energy to step out on you, that is not true. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with that said man's self-respect and discipline, and quite literally his character. It speaks to his character, because I'll say this, cheating once and it was a tumultuous relationship, not that I'm ever excusing cheating, but cheating once, trying to rectify the situation and coming back from it is completely different from cheating multiple times. That is emotional abuse, and that is a decision that is being made over and over and over. You are making a conscious decision to hurt me, to lie to me, to manipulate me, to withhold the truth from me. There are multiple steps in cheating that have to be taken before you can be successful with it. And I need my ladies to understand it has nothing to do with you. And for a man like Klay Thompson, or any man for that matter, discipline plays a big role in this. Or rather, I take that back. Discipline plays a role, but not as much as a role as we like to emphasize. And this is why I say this. Klay Thompson is a NBA champion. Okay, he has multiple rings with the Golden State Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. He has to be disciplined to make it, to practice, to elevate in practice, to contribute to a Olympic team, a world leading team. There is a lot of discipline that goes into being a star athlete, a top athlete, an NBA athlete. Okay, tons of discipline. What you can eat, how much you sleep, how physical you are, your shape, being in shape to compete. That requires a lot of work. So his discipline does not need to be questioned here. And for the regular man who is maybe not an NBA player, it takes discipline to show up to work every day, to show up on time every day, to complete the tasks that were given to you every single day, to ensure that you don't get fired every time you clock in, to make sure that you are being productive. That takes discipline. It takes discipline to pay your bills. Now, whether it's on time or not, that's a completely different story. But it takes discipline to be an upstanding adult citizen today. You have to be disciplined. So I don't want an overemphasis on discipline, because these men definitely have discipline in the same way that they say, oh, I don't have a great memory, but they can remember the stats of all their favorite players. They can remember the storyline from all their favorite shows. They remember. There's nothing wrong with their memory. They remember everything that they want and everything that they need and everything that they're going to do. Right? 2, don't ever let someone who has cheated on you and hurt you stop you from being able to be vulnerable in your next relationship. Look forward to your next relationship. And while you should take the time to heal after the hurt and explore yourself more and find the message in the mess, that should not stop you from loving again and being open again and being able to let somebody in again. Because what happened to you is not your fault. You didn't do anything. You're not the one who needs to shut down from love again. The person who harmed you emotionally with the cheating and broke your heart in a million different pieces is the person who should probably sit on the bench. You, on the other hand, should never give them that power. Don't ever say that you're going to give up on love. And there's been this kind of there's been commentary about how she's been through so much and she's probably never going to let anybody else in, and what's this going to look like for her in the future. And it should look like her diving into the next relationship with the knowledge that she's accrued from this one, but also being willing to explore another connection and being open. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to find love. And if I'm being quite honest, finding love is a numbers game. Finding love is a numbers game that you're going to have to kiss a lot of toes until you find your prince. There's so many people in the world that you do have to explore your options with some. And maybe that might look like for her dating a couple people at a time, going out with different people, hanging out with different friend groups, just mingling and having a good time until you find that connection again. But you should never put yourself on a shelf. You should never close that door, because you don't deserve that. You deserve the happiness. You deserve the happy ending, and you deserve human connection. Point three is my final point. There is no need to be embarrassed. You didn't do anything wrong. When somebody cheats on you, it is natural for women in particular. I can only speak for women. I can only really speak for myself as a woman. There is this natural need to be embarrassed, especially if you were loud and proud about your relationship online. You think that people are laughing at you. You think that people are judging you, and you are thinking people are thinking there's something wrong with you. And while that may be true to a certain degree, it doesn't matter. You should tell your story if you feel like that helps you heal. You should write the memoir. You should write the song. You should film the TikTok. You should film the YouTube video if you feel like that's going to help you jump over the hurdle of being judged in your story, in your side of things, not being told accurately. Sometimes you have to get ahead of the narrative before the narrative is created for you. And I think that a lot of us women have been trained to be embarrassed, because obviously if he cheated on you, there's something wrong with you. There's something you're not doing, right? And I think that's a narrative that women have created for other women, and men have stoked the fire of that, because it keeps us thinking that if it happened to her, it had to have happened to her for this reason. And if it was that reason, I don't have those reasons. So therefore, it could never happen to me. In a sense, keeping us blind, right? In a sense, not keeping us from listening to each other. It makes us not want to tell our story, because we know we're being judged, and we get judged harshly by other women. We get judged extremely harsh by men. I think that it's important to walk away from this situation with your head held high. And I'm not going to lie, when I saw her story and, her breaking the news herself, I was upset. I was like, why are you posting this? Don't put this online to feed your haters. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You need to be silent. You need to move in silence. And then I had to really come back down to earth and think, why should she be the one that has to move in silence when she didn't do anything wrong? And granted, we are not in these people's relationships. We don't know the ins and outs of things. But if this person cheated on you, if this person had malice treatment towards you in the relationship, you should be able to tell your story in any way that you want to tell your story. And it shouldn't be a reflection of you. Somebody hurting you is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. So there is no need to be in this situation and be embarrassed. I want my girls to listen to all of these points and remember, life happens. Things happen. People go through things. People love. People lose. People win. Some people never win. It just is the nature of the beast. And it shouldn't deter you from wanting to explore connections. It shouldn't deter you from wanting to love out loud, live your life out loud, and be proud about the decisions that you are making. It should just be a piece of information that you take. You take the meat, leave the bones. What applies to you, and what doesn't. And you move on with your life. And that's it. And I hope we found the message in the mess on this lovely Whisper Wednesday.